session. Good? Live streams on and Zoom's on as well? Okay, perfect. We'll start roll call, scrutineers. So I think at the end of the GA, we go around the whole room with every single country. Yeah, so be ready. Okay, ASEP Algeria, AFOP Austria, KEPSI Canada, CZPSA Czech Republic, PPSA Poland delegated to CZPSA Czech Republic, ANEF France, BPHD Germany, ISMA FASI Indonesia, PPHSF Pakistan delegated to ISMA FASI Indonesia, IPSA Iran, EPSF Egypt delegated to IPSA Iran, APS Japan, MyPSA Malaysia, KMPSV the Netherlands, QFUS Qatar delegated to KMPSV the Netherlands, FJCPPHA Philippines, NZFSO New Zealand delegated to FJCPPHA Philippines, AFER Portugal, LPSA Lebanon delegated to AFER Portugal, KNEFS Republic of Korea, JPSA Jordan delegated to KNEFS Republic of Korea, PESFA Romania, NUSPS Singapore, NEPSA Australia delegated to NUSPS Singapore, SPSA Slovakia, the Shefista Slovenia, CPSA Croatia delegated to the Shefista Slovenia, PSET Thailand, TPAYC Turkey, BPSA United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, APHA ASP United States of America. Okay, if everybody's received their voting cards, please raise them high so we can count them. KFC Canada, please raise your voting card. $31? Yeah, we have 31 voters in the House, thank you.
Good morning, everyone. So, FGC. Okay, let me just say the proposal first. Okay, so proposal to resume the standing orders, FJCPPHA the Philippines. I mean, the more you shake it, it's not gonna make me see you faster. And seconded by KNPSV the Netherlands. Anyone against? None, thank you. Motion. What? I think the wrong motion. Okay, so we're doing it today? Okay, so we're first going to take the tabled motion of motion number 35 proposed by executives. This, the 69th IPSF General Assembly accepts and adopts the 2022-23 progress report of the IPSF Strategic Plan of 2020-23. Mr. Isaac?
Good morning, Isaac, President-elect. So I believe all of you now have access to the correct file. So yeah, your questions are welcome.
First, we have APF Portugal. The floor is yours.
Beatriz APF Portugal. Since this is the last report on the strategic plan that is currently ongoing, why are there so many numbers in the strategic plan that don't have any updates? Are they in previous ones? Because with the structure that we have right now, we cannot see the progress of the report. We just see what work has been done in this mandate. Thank you.
Okay, Isaac, President-elect. So for those ones that have, most of them that have not, NA not applicable, it's just because we've completed them in previous mandates. So those ones are sort of one-time things which have been achieved in previous progress reports previously shared with the executive committee, with the General Assembly. And that's why I included in my motivation yesterday that most of you would have to refer to previous reports from the past 2 years. But apart from that, everything here is what, there are some which were not achieved completely, and those have been forwarded into the current progress report for 2023 to 2026.
Thank you. Another point at APF Portugal. The floor is yours.
Beatriz IPF Portugal on point 5.3.1. You mentioned one of the regions and then some work has been done in the others. Can we have more information on what these other developments are? Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Isaac, the floor is yours.
Isaac, President-elect. So this particular point was was relating to the prospectus, external prospectus for partnerships and sponsorships. And the only region that had theirs finalized was Euro. The 4 other regions were working on theirs when we worked on the report. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any other new comments? IPF Portugal, the floor is yours.
Beatriz IPF Portugal. We just want to state again that in the next strategic plan, we would really encourage IPSF to change the format on which the strategic plan is, the progress report is shown, because we cannot see how the progression is made, which is the whole point of a progress report. So we really would like to state that we really, really, really encourage this. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Isaac, the floor is yours.
Isaac, President-elect. Yes, so I will include that recommendation in my handover. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other new comments? I see none, so we close the floor for discussion and proceed to voting. All those against? All those abstaining? Motion carried unanimously. Congratulations. Now we'll proceed with the elections. We have the election of Chairperson of Media and Publication, Mr. Fadi Magdi, and Ms. Bulwatifa Enigioro. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. We'll start with the presentation from Mr. Fadi Magdi. Can we please have his video?
Hello everyone, I am Fadi Magdi, a fourth-year pharmacy student coming from IPSF Egypt. It gives me pleasure to apply for the IPSF Media and Publications Chairperson position for the upcoming mandate. My journey started as a media member in my member organization. Then after 1 year I have become the MNP Chairperson of my association, followed by a lot of accomplishments like creating a whole new merchandise and completing a whole upgrade for the visual identity of the association. During that year, I have been selected as a coordinator for the Identity and Innovation team in IPSF IMRO Regional Media and Publications Subcommittee, to get a chance to supervise a lot of events and activities. In the subsequent year or the current year, I have been elected as IPSF IMRO Regional Media and Publications Officer, and I'm currently finishing my mandate. So far it has been an incredibly successful year for me and my team, with satisfying insights and a lot of achievements. Regarding my plan for the mandate, I intend to establish an impactful marketing strategy for IPSF, which will start by examining past insights and implementing a regular data analysis system for the mandate. Additionally, we will have our audience participate user-generated content into our events. Moreover, we will take advantage of nowadays artificial intelligence resources to enhance our strategies. Shifting to the visual part of the plan, I aim to maintain professional and clean visuals consistent with our identity. Moreover, I intend to forge a strong connection with our audience by implementing visual storytelling into our designs like testimonials. In addition, I plan to utilize data visualizations and employing interactive elements into the items we create, as well as utilizing the differences in the functionalities between each social media platform. Now for the team dynamics, there will be monthly meetings in order to set clear plans on the strategy of promotion for specific events, alongside a consistent feedback system to encourage improvement. I will also conduct internal training sessions for the team to address any weakness points and to further enhance their capabilities. It's also worth mentioning that I will collaborate closely with the chairpersons of PD, PE, and PH to set an annual events calendar at the beginning of the mandate, ensuring efficient planning and coordination. Finally, I intend on giving our website and its rehabilitation plan high importance from the start, working together with the M&P teams and the regional media and publications officers on restoring full functionality and up-to-date content. That concludes my speech. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you so much. Next, we have the video from Ms. Bulwatifa. Can media team please play your video? Okay, so Ms. Bulwatifa didn't present a video. Would you like to say something? We have a point of information from IPSF Sector.
Thank you for the floor. So in IPSF section, as a point of information, the second candidate's portfolio and nomination videos were submitted past the deadline, so they were not accepted. So only the CPCR and the nomination form have been uploaded into the folder. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Bulwatifa, would you like to state your motivation? Can you hear us? I'm sorry, we can't hear you. No, we still can't hear you. I'm sorry. Can you please try again?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Thank you. Would you like to say something about your motivation?
Okay. Yes, yes, please. I would like to thank you very much for the opportunity. And before I start, I would like to really apologize to the General Assembly for my late submission. And my video was 500 MB, and trying to convert it to the 25 MB that Gmail account that Gmail requires took a really long time that I do not expect. But yes, please, my name is Tife, and this is a video to motivate you to vote for me as the next Media and Publications Chairperson for IPSF. And quickly starting with my experience in IPSF and my student organization. Started way back in 2018, my second year of pharmacy school, when I joined my student organization as a member of the media subcommittee. My responsibilities were designing flyers, taking pictures, taking videos, editing pictures, and all of that for my faculty. And then I joined IPSF for the 2020-2021 mandate. I've been a subcommittee member for 2 years. I'm currently the regional media and publications officer for IPSF Afro. And the reason I'm going for this position is due to the fact of I like what IPSF does so much. I think the impact they're making in the lives of students is really incredible to watch, and I would like to give my bits in promoting this mission. And media is what I love doing. Media is what I'm great at doing, and I would like to use what I know how to do to help IPSF. I know what is required of as media and publications chairperson. If 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 appointed, and it's not just limited to knowing how to make flyers or knowing how to make videos or all of that. You also have to have good communication skills, you have to have good leadership skills, you have to have emotional intelligence, conflict management. And thanks to my participation in the recently held IPSF Afro TDC and also the LIT, I've been able to develop a lot of these skills very much. Okay, and let me quickly go to my plans for the mandate if elected. So the plans actually divided into two, right? The first part is the ones that are already being carried out by IPSF that I would like to improve on. And then the second part is what IPSF hasn't done before that I think would be great for us to do. So that is the part I'll talk about because of time, but the rest of the plans are very well detailed in my nomination form. So for the part of what we haven't done before, the IPSF TV podcast. So for this one, actually, Nazim has informed me that they have video sets, but yet to be published. I think this is very important. Um, this this was added to my plans because
Okay.
of my
I'm sorry to
because of what
interrupt
I
you.
saw during the 11th African Regional Symposium.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but your 3-minute motivation is up.
Sorry,
We will.
please, I didn't hear what you said.
No, it's okay. We will now proceed with
Okay,
the discussion.
okay.
So we will be opening the floor for discussion. First, we have FJCPPHA, the Philippines. The floor is yours.
Thank you for the floor. Moises from FJCPPHA Philippines. Thank you, candidates, for your application. As MNP chairperson, your understanding of IPSF branding technicalities is crucial. My question would only require one answer without explanation. Could you please state the official Pantone code of the designated IPSF logo color as per the latest IPSF official document Appendix 1? Thank you.
Thank you. We will now begin in the order of Mr. Fedi first. The floor is yours.
Fadi Magdi, a candidate. I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
Can FJCPPHA, the Philippines, please repeat your question?
Thank you, Ms. Chair. Moises FJCPPHA Philippines. Could you please state the official Pantone code of the designated IPSF logo color as per the latest IPSF official document Appendix 1? Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Fedi?
Fadi, candidate. So the question is about giving a code from the official documents. Is that correct?
Yes, it's correct.
Unfortunately, I'm unaware of specific words written in the official documents.
Thank you. Ms. Bulu Tifa, the floor is yours.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you may proceed.
Okay, Tife candidate, thank you very much for your question. Design codes for Photoshop are a lot of numbers that I don't have in my head right now, but the latest branding book version 3.0 was shared with us, and it is well detailed there, but unfortunately, I don't have it in my head. It is green, bluish green, but I don't have the exact number.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Thank you. Okay, we have next FOP Austria. Please present your question.
Alex, AFEP Austria. Have you been in contact with um, the the candidate from the last year, from the last period, and could you also learn something from that person or discussing some goals to do in the future?
Thank you so much. We'll now be starting from Ms. Birotifa. The floor is yours. Can you hear us? Okay, we have a point of order from IPSF executives.
Hello, please can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you right now, but we're taking a point of order from IPSF executives first. Or technical from IPSF executives first.
Thank you for the floor, IPSF Section 7. We had a technical with the parliamentary system, so if your name is not on the list, could you just raise your number again so we can double check you're on the list, please?
Thank you so much. We'll now going back to Ms. Wolotifa. Please answer the question.
Okay, thank you. Tife candidates. I was saying that for the question, I'm not too sure about who he meant by the candidate. I wanted to know if he's talking about the Media Publications chairperson, Mr. Nazim.
Okay, thank you. We'll now be hearing. Do you have a point?
I thought it needed clarification.
Okay, so we will now be hearing from Mr. Fedi. The floor is yours.
The candidates, thank you so much for your question. If I understood correctly, you are talking about Mr. Nazem, MNP chairperson. Talking about whether I have been in touch with him, actually, he is my ex-RMPO in IPSF EMRO. He's EMRO RMPO of the past year, so I've been in contact with him almost throughout the whole year. I've been taking suggestions from him, feedbacks on everything I've been doing. I've also, talking about this IPSF MNP election, I have been following up with him on my plan, my nomination, taking suggestions with him beside the past MNP chairpersons. Moreover, what lessons would be learned from this? Pretty much the most important things in terms of team management, both EXCO team and MNP team would be like setting, like for example, an annual calendar with the 3Ps, which is already stated in my nomination form. Second thing would be setting deadlines with the EXCO, like a specific time frame to send proposals or projects to work on, so that we both have sufficient time and it will not interpret with any timelines on our page. Yes, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have TPAYC Turkey. The floor is yours.
Hello, Gamze from TPAIS Turkey. Thank you for your applications, and we would like to ask to you what creative approach do you intend to use when managing media contacts and design the posts? Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Fedi, we'll be beginning with you.
Fadi, just to clarify, please, the question was about what Adobe Creative software we'll be using?
Thank you. TPAYC, please repeat your question.
Yes, what creative approach do you intend to use when managing the media contacts and design posts?
Thank you. Mr. Fedi?
Fadi candidate? Yes,
Okay.
thank you so much. Should I proceed?
Yes, proceed, please.
Okay, thank you, Fadi candidate. So, creative approaches on our designed content would be like, there are many things actually. Mainly we can use the differences in each platform functionalities as stated in my plan. We can make specific covers for each group of posters on Instagram as a first slidable design. Moreover, we can utilize specific techniques such as infographics, data visualizations. These two are very important to simplify statistics or complex information. Secondly, we can use something called visual storytelling. So that's like testimonials, getting, like, for example, IPSF alumni or ex-chairpersons to tell us to tell us their stories about their success in IPSF. We can also use this trick for SEP experiences, for example. Finally, in my plan, I intend on using interactive elements in our designs. That's, let's say, GIFs, making motion graphics. Even in static graphics that aren't animated, we can use some elements which might give it some feeling of, like you could say, some action to the design, so it won't be that boring. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll now be hearing from Ms. Bilbotifa.
Please, am I audible?
Can you please repeat
Can you hear
your
me?
answer? We're having a technical. We can't hear you clearly.
Fair candidate. For the previous question I was asked, I asked for clarification from the person who asked the question, but there was no feedback.
Okay, so you need clarification on the question. TPAYC, please repeat your question.
Gamze from TPAIS Turkey. What creative approach do you intend to use when managing media contacts and design posts? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ms. Bilbotifa.
Yes. To fair candidates, thank you for coming again with your question, but that's not the question I was talking about. I was talking about the previous one.
I'm sorry, your connection seems unstable. Can you please try
Because
to repeat your question, your answer?
hello, am I audible? Hello, can you hear me?
Okay. Ms. Tifa, yes, since you didn't understand the previous question, you can state your answer correctly, and then you can proceed with this question's answer.
Okay, so fair candidate, please, I want to know if you all can hear me.
I'm sorry, we still can't hear you. Can you please stabilize your connection? Tifa, can you hear us?
Yes, Tife candidate. Please can you hear me?
Can everyone on the floor hear her? Yes, no? The connection still seems unstable.
Okay, I've turned off my video, hoping it to make it better. So, Tife candidate, please can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you correct. Now we can hear you better.
Okay,
Please proceed.
great. Please, I hope it is okay if my video remains off, just for the connection.
Um, okay, you may proceed.
Okay, thank you very much. Tife candidate. So very quickly, for the previous question about my contact with the IPSF chairperson, Mr. Nazim, yes, I've been in constant communication with him. I consulted him before submitting my nomination form. He went through my nomination form actually. He gave us suggestions on the form, and we also talked about the plans that he would like for us to continue together as IPSF. For the next question about creativity marketing, I think one important thing about creativity is that we let people like what they see. So priority will be about the quality of our flyers. If our flyers look very good, no matter the content that is there, people will be interested and just stopping their scrolling to read whatever it is and then like. So that will be my priority, to make sure that all our designs have really nice theme and have consistent branding. And then I'll also make sure that message is passed in respect to the social media accounts. So we know that for Instagram, we could create Instagram Reels. For Twitter, we could come up with interesting and engaging tweets. And then, like I said in my nomination form, we could also invite people who are interested in taking us a day through their life as pharmacy students, as pharmacists, through their culture. Okay. I'm very confident that in this period of Gen Z, everybody's willing to put their lives out there.
Okay, thank you. We have a direct from
So we can use the opportunity
FJCPPHA
and let people know
Philippines.
about IPSF.
Thank you.
Thank you for the
Thank
floor.
you.
Thank you for the floor, Moises from FJCPPHA Philippines. Since we're on the topic of design approach on your upcoming mandate, my question would be, given the strategies you mentioned a while ago, may I know how you will be ensuring both professionalism and creativity with your strategy? Again, how are you going to ensure both professionalism and creativity with your strategy? Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Tifa, please proceed.
Okay, thank you very much for the question, Tife candidate. So in terms of professionalism, uh, which strategy exactly are you talking about? The one involving social media or the one involving our branding?
Okay, we need a clarification from FJCPPHA.
Thank you for the floor, Moises of JCPPJ Philippines. Regarding the strategy you've mentioned on your designs or your branding. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Tifa, please proceed.
Okay, it's a fair candidate. Thank you very much for your clarification. So, due to my experience as RMP of IPSF Afro, one thing I noticed that was a problem with our branding was that we have a lot of different designers who have different styles of branding. So, it was very difficult for us to have a brand theme early on in the mandate. So, what I did was to train every single one of our designers one on one. So I had phone calls with them, I had video calls with them, so that will help, tailor their design skills to that of IPSA.
Thank you. We'll now be hearing from
Thank
Mr.
you.
Fedi. Mr. Fedi, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. So my approach to maintain professionalism on our branding would Definitely the first thing to make sure about is maintaining or sticking to the federation's identity in everything we create. That's a very important thing to maintain consistency. There are definitely some exceptions like campaigns which have their own theme colors, or let's say, for example, we have a collaboration with an external party, which would require us to make an exception in this case. Otherwise, we do need to stick to our federation's identity. Moreover, um, maintaining professionalism also means that we need to pay attention to the differences between each social media platform. Some posts, some content can be published on this platform. Some other content are more fitting to be published on other platforms. Some content are fitting more into stories than immediately posts. So maintaining professionalism and maintaining our branding image also, um, I mean, this also matters in the of the professionalism of our image. Moreover, sorry, can I continue?
Yes, you may proceed.
Okay, moreover, we will of course take into consideration the things I talked about just now for creative approaches for the designs made. And moreover, we will also implement some marketing projects for IPSF that are interregional. For example, IPSF and other regions' history in collaboration, of course, with the IPSF section, for example, such as regional spotlights campaigns and events cross promotion. You can ask me more about each one of them if you'd like. Thank you.
Thank you. We now have a new comment from Anne France. The floor is yours.
Claire Anne France. As the next media and publication coordinator, you will work with the student exchange coordinator for the CEP promotion. Do you already have ideas of how you can improve the CEP promotion in the media? Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be beginning with Mr. Fadi. The floor is yours.
Fadi Magdi, MNP candidate, thank you so much for the question. And yes, I actually do have some ideas for this. First of all, we would, what I have just said again about visual storytelling, we need to, of course, use this when we make set promotional campaigns. Secondly, something we have done in IMRO this year is like making small promotion or small like posts or small content on each country which like promote their own cultural differences. It might be somehow difficult to do this for each country in IPSF member organizations, but this will also be with the help of other RMPOs from the other regions. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now be hearing from Ms. Tifa. The floor is yours.
Teacher candidate, thank you so much for your question. The student exchange program is an important part of IPSF, and I actually have a lot planned for it already. Actually, I think it will be important for us to, for me, if elected, to be in constant communication with the student exchange officer, and also, if necessary, the chairperson of student exchange, rather, and also, if necessary, the student exchange officers. And I would encourage them to provide us with information about their countries so that we can create posters that would highlight all of this. Because a lot of the time, if people go through our Instagram page and then see these things and they like it, then they'll be more interested. So we should just like put it in their face. So we create posters, highlight the advantages of participating in the program, highlights the benefits you get from participating in the program. And I think it's also very important that we make it easy to get in touch with the student exchange officer. So in addition to the post, you can add the email of the student exchange officer because from my knowledge, the website is a little down now. So if on our posters, we can add her email address so that interested individuals will be able to reach her will be able to reach her very easily. And then another thing that I was doing as RNPO was also to include destination sites in publications like our magazine. So would include destination sites for different countries. I would also pick the interest of participants so that they can register for the student exchange program. I think it's a very great opportunity that if IPSF members are really aware of its existence, they would really be wanting to participate. So we just have to make sure that we publish that we just have to make sure that we publicize it well enough in collaboration with the students exchange chairperson and the SUs of the various member organizations. Thank you.
Thank you. We have a direct from EFSA Iran. The floor is yours.
Dorian Efsairan, thank you both. So regarding the student exchange program, I wanted to ask you both that. The student exchange program has limitation of professional people in designing and also limitation of time. What is your plan to manage to help them with these limitations? Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be starting with Ms. Tifa. The floor is yours.
Okay, two fair candidates. Thank you very much for your question. Um, One thing I'm sure of this mandate, if I'm elected as Media and Publications chairperson, is that there will never be an instance where there is no one to make designs. Um, when when I was regional media and publications chairperson in IPSF, I started out with just 4 designers, and in the course of the mandate, I was able to train 2 other people to help with their designs. So as long as at the start of the mandate, I'm able to make sure that I train a lot of people to be able to make designs. I am very confident that there will never be a case where any member of the executive or any project needs designs and we don't have enough hands to help. That would always be there. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Fadi, the floor is yours.
Fadi candidate, thank you so much, Dorian, for your question. So an approach to these 2 limitations actually would be what I mentioned at the beginning. We would need to establish good communication with EXCO members from the beginning of the mandate, not only limited to the 3Ps, PE, PH, and PED, but almost any other portfolio, especially the SEO. We will be needing to, like, for example, setting timelines for the different, let's say, the different phases of set promotions. We wouldn't just get surprised with each one. One other point I previously mentioned is we will be setting minimum deadlines with each exco member to send proposals. Campaigns will be sent in form of proposals. Moreover, if deemed necessary, we will make like a specified team just for set promotion. However, I don't think we will need to be reaching this. A second emergency approach would be using already existing templates from the previous mandates for set promotion, but I also don't think we will be needing to do it this way as long as we maintain proper communication and respect deadlines, whether it's from the exco or from my own team. So yes, communication is, in my opinion, the solution for all this. Thank you.
Thank you. We have a procedural motion from AFOP Austria.
Alex, AFIP Austria, procedural motion to close the floor for discussion.
Thank you. Seconded by TPAYC Turkey. All those against? Against. All of those against? All those for? Okay, we need to re-vote because Singapore didn't vote for or against. So we will be voting against again. Against. All those for. Thank you. Motion carried. We will now proceed to close discussion. Please turn off your devices and turn off Zoom and the live stream. Okay, can we have Zoom on the screen, please? Make sure both candidates are in the room. Okay, we'll now be announcing the results. Voting results are Fedi 29, reopen 2. Congratulations, Mr. Fedi. Would you like to say something?
Yes, please.
Proceed.
Okay, thank you all so much for your trust. I will do my best not to turn you down. I would also like to thank my IMRO regional working group for being such a great team, and they had a big role actually in shaping how I am right now, especially Miss Ibtihal. She has been also a great supporter and a great chairperson for me throughout the whole year. Thank you, and I hope we will meet next year in Canada. Enjoy your time.
Thank you so much. Next elections, please. Next, we have elections of Chairperson of Pharmacy Education. Okay, I'll ask. Media team, do we have the video?
Hello IPSF family, I hope you are doing great so far in the World Congress. My name is Karim Arfat, a senior pharmacy student at Al Azhar University, Cairo. Today, I am fully passionate and thrilled to share my vision and plan for the position of IPSF Pharmacy Education Chairperson. For the past 4 years, my journey has been started in the pharmacy education and PD portfolios. It was a much transformative experience for me to hone my leadership, planning skills, and of course to learn each aspect of the BA committee. We've reached great achievements in the BA committee recently in terms of identifying the objectives and the tactics of the committee. So my vision this year is to maintain the stability of the committee and elevate pharmacy education to be the global leader in advancing transformative pharmacy education and empowering pharmacy students globally. With this in mind, the main pillars of my plan are much focused on career path exploration, research, advocacy, and internship opportunities. To effectively implement these goals, we will dive a little bit into each portfolio of pharmacy education. So the first aspect is the pharmacy practice initiatives. We aim to collaborate with professional organizations like IVPN, FIP, and other allied organizations to promote interprofessional education and practice. Introduce the concept of experiential learning into our projects. The second aspect is all about research. Research which we can see better at the Pharmaceutical Science Initiatives, Future MPen, and the YRF, Young Research Forum. So I aim to increase the research initiatives within the Federation, reactivate and enhance the visibility of Young Research Forum among IPSF members. Also to establish research-focused group within the YRF, develop a series of webinars covering diverse pharmaceutical science topics in collaboration with industry experts. Conduct multiple surveys customized to the Future magazine topics to generate articles that display statistically significant findings and curated assessment, and then improve the quality of the publication. The third aspect is the pharmacy education and advocacy. We will aim to collaborate with FIP and WHO to advocate for pharmacist roles in global health and advanced pharmacy education worldwide, applying the ambassador program which will empower members to promote Nanjing statements. And finally, the last aspect is internship and externals. We will collaborate with external relations chairperson to enhance internship opportunities in collaboration with organizations organizations such as FIP, Alliance for Health Promotion, WHO, UNESCO, and other institutions. To summarize, my main vision for this mandate is to maintain the stability and improve the quality of pharmacy education projects through our deep focus on each aspect of the pharmacy education portfolio. I'm so excited to serve all IPSF members, and I'll be honored if you consider me as the chairperson of pharmacy education. Feel free to ask me detailed questions about my plan and enjoy the rest of the World Congress. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fedi. Mr. Karim. We will now be beginning the open discussion. Okay, first we have IPF Portugal. The floor is yours.
Valeria of Portugal, first of all, thank you for your application. You speak about on your application about introducing new concepts in PE portfolio. So since IPSF already has a lot of activities, what initiatives of the public pharmacy education portfolio would you prioritize? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Karim.
Okay. Karim candidate, thank you, Portugal, for addressing. So when it comes to the concept, introducing new concept to our PE portfolios, I just plan to introduce experiential learning to our projects to be not just like delivering an educational session and a speaker go on. No, it will be in the form of active competitions, quizzes, and discussions between all of the participants, and by the guidance of the mentors, aiming to bridge the gap between the theory and practice, to provide practical guidance to our audience. So my main strategy or my main initiatives is to plan alongside PA members to introduce and in each regarding each sub portfolio work, the pharmacy practice and the research, to having the session like interactive activities and introduce new even gamification to our session to ensure the proper delivery of the content to our participants and have tangible results to tangible outcome learning. Thank you.
Thank you. We now have a new comment from Asipa Algeria. The floor is yours.
Sarah Asipa Algeria. Thank you for your application. We would like to ask what are your plans when it comes to collaborating with UNESCO and FIP? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Karim candidate. Thank you, Asipa, for the. Okay, Karim candidate. Thank you for the question. So when it comes to our collaboration with our external stakeholders, especially FIP and UNESCO and Global Health Focus, we've reached great collaborations in the last year with the FIP. So I plan to re-enhance and reactivate our communication and collaboration with the external relationship person in the first of the mandate to provide us with the opportunities list that can be delivered to our members, projects that can be enhanced to them. So the first mandate, I'll plan to communicate with external relation to have regular meetings with these organizations to have future initiatives and make joint projects between them and all of these stakeholders to derive projects and initiatives for our pharmacy students and IPSF members. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we have IPF Portugal. The floor is yours.
Valeria of Portugal. Regarding future, what would be your suggestion to reach the desired number of submissions within the initial deadline, since this year an extension was needed? Thank you.
Thank you. Next we have Mr.
Karim candidate. Thank you, Portugal. Okay, Karim candidate, thank you for the question. So when it comes to how to make sure that our projects are better prepared on time, This can be delivered or can be enhanced in the first mandate by my dynamics with media and publication chairperson to ensure that the promotional materials and necessary visual items are better prepared to be promoted. Besides to prepare or to plan alongside PA members for our projects early, for each sub-portfolio to have clear objectives, clear dynamics between all of the team, detailed tactics for each sub-portfolio, and of course to have like smart or clear KPIs for each objective we proceed. So my main strategy is to collaborate earlier and enhance our internship and our initiatives and projects and the first of the mandate to have like a mapping about our mandate, how it can be like. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now be hearing from Anna France. The floor is yours.
Pauline Annette France. As said on your nomination form, you want to conduct an exclusive social media campaign. Is it something for the whole year? Can you elaborate on this project, please? Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Karim, the floor is yours. Mr. Karim, you're muted. Please repeat your answer and unmute yourself.
Okay, sorry. Thank you, Karim candidate. Thank you for the question. So when it comes to social media campaigns, this item is mentioned under the sub-portfolio of pharmacy advocacy. All of this special social media campaigns is better designed to advocate for the pharmacist role. How can they leave a positive impact? Is to invite the industry experts, is to invite leaders from the pharmaceutical sectors to see how they contribute to the challenges of the pharmacy education worldwide, to make awareness about our members how to pursue in the pharmacy transformative practice and make them aware about their effective role as future pharmacists in their careers. I hope that clarifies your question. Thank you.
Thank you. We next have BPHD Germany. The floor is yours.
VBPHD Germany, thank you for your application. So you have listed ideas about the Scientific Program Summit and Virtual Scientific Conference. So what do you think about the feasibility of those initiatives, considering that the IPSF Career Fair exhibition, which has a similar format, included a very high workload? Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Karim, the floor is yours.
Karim candidate. Thank you for the question. So when it comes to the new scientific summit program, it's not interrupted or not correlated with IPSF career path. It will be focused on the research topics to cover diverse pharmaceutical science topics regarding pharmacology, pharmaceutics, forensic pharmacy, or even the advanced pharmaceutical science. So we invite experts from in these fields and to have like an interactive sessions between our participants to make internship program and to be advisors for our members regarding this project. So this is the main aim. And regarding the virtual scientific summit program the virtual scientific conferences, it will be more focused on the skill development workshop. It will be focused on drug design, drug formulation, drug discovery, study design. It will be more practical. It will be more collaborated with the experts in this field to have practical guidance for them to reach their pursued or selected careers with a part.
Thank you. Do we have any new comments? Any other new comments? I see none, so we close the floor for discussion. I would just like to inform the GA that we have Mr. Paul Sinclair, FIP President-elect, with us as an observer, so we would like to welcome him. Thank you. We will now be proceeding with the closed discussion. Please turn off the live stream and the Zoom. And everyone, please put your devices away. Is Zoom back on as well? Okay, thank you. We will now be announcing the results. Karim 31, reopen 0. Congratulations, Mr. Karim. Would you like to say something?
Yeah. Actually, I cannot catch my words, but I want to thank all the SEOs and CPs for their trust and believing in me as the next chairperson of pharmacy education, hoping to elevate pharmacy education to be the global leader in advancing transformative pharmacy practice, empowering pharmacy students, and shaping a better future for the pharmacy practice and profession worldwide. Thank you.
Thank you. Next elections, we have Chairperson of Professional Development. We have 2 candidates. Do we have can we please play the video of Ms. Yura? Media team, do we have Ms. Yura's video?
Dear distinguished General Assembly, I am Yure Tibani Okorafor. You may call me Unique Yure. I am currently running for the position of the Chairperson of Professional Development. In this video, I would like to share my motivation, plans, and qualifications. There is no doubt that I am highly motivated and passionate about professional development portfolio, as this is my 3rd time applying for IPSF school. Having lost last year, I did not just sit back. I went further to serve in the IPSF team again, to further develop myself and prepare myself as a candidate for PD. My vision for this mandate is simple: to create a unique professional development mandate for pharmacy students and recent graduates. My plans for the 2023-2024 mandates is detailed in the nomination form and can be summarized into 6 points. I titled it UNIQUE, Unique, which U stands for Universal PD Training, where I'll utilize the capacity building program for PD to also give a language learning opportunity for IPSF members, where we can be opportunity to learn 1 language within the span of 2 months. N stands for New PD Initiative. I'll make sure to incorporate initiatives and topics of recent pharmaceutical happenings around the world, like AI in pharmacy, whilst maintaining the traditional PD events. I stands for Increased Member Organization Involvement, where I'll implement a PDCP pair, which is similar to what we have in the public health portfolio. Q stands for Quality Implementation of the Professional Development Framework. U stands for Useful Collaboration, where I'll collaborate with inter and intra collaboration that's both within and outside IPSF, alongside collaborating with sponsors and partners to get mouth-watering prizes for our PD competitions and events. E stands for Ensuring Professional Development Team Engagement, where we'll have trainings and fun activities alongside working effectively to create an amazing working environment. I'm highly qualified for this position, and this can be proven in 3 points. Firstly, I have the necessary time needed to make this mandate a success. Secondly, is the necessary skills that I have impacted in myself within and outside IPSF. Thirdly, is my experience in IPSF that is crucial for professional development portfolio. Since 2019 to 2023, professional development committee member during my global LIT, being the compounding event coordinator, being in the policy committee, being the contact person for my member organization, a program director for IPSF, and being the chairperson of the Afro TDC. Be a part of the unique mandate implementation might give me a chance to chair PD. I look forward to any questions you should have. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now be playing the video of Miss Priscilla.
Hello IPSF, I'm Priscilla Osimensa, GPSC Ghana.
Media team,
and
can
I'm
you
vying
please
for the
raise the
position
volume
of
and
Chairperson
start?
for Professional Development for IPSF. So my IPSF journey starts all the way from 2019, where I served 2 years as contact person for GPSC
Media team,
Ghana.
can you please raise the
In my
volume and
second
start the
year,
video
PD
again?
coordinator for IPSF Afro, and thereafter regional project officer for IPSF Afro, and currently, or recently, I serve as the vice chairperson for the 11th African Pharmaceutical Symposium. Hello IPSF, I'm Priscilla Osimensa, GPSC Ghana, and I'm vying for the position of chairperson for professional development for IPSF. So my IPSF journey starts all the way from 2019, where I served 2 years as contact person for GPSC Ghana. In my second year, PD coordinator for IPSF Afro, and thereafter regional project officer for IPSF Afro, and currently, or recently, I serve as the vice chairperson for the 11th African Pharmaceutical Symposium, Accra, Ghana. In all these capacities, I have the experience of organizing LITs, bidding for TDCs, therefore knowing the ins and outs of it, organizing patient counseling events, compounding events, clinical skills events, industrial skills events, marketing skills events, and many, many more, such as online webinars and training sessions and workshops that span on the professional development portfolio. I've also had the opportunity to be able to participate in some of these events and thus learn from them. Evidence of such is me coming up with the Afro Olympics. I actually had the idea from participating in the Pharma Olympics and therefore branded Afro Olympics for the African Regional Office. And this has been held the second time successfully this mandate. In all these portfolios and opportunities, I have gathered skills that are relevant to ensure the success of the PD portfolio. I have experience working with teams. They have a very good teamwork ethic that I believe bringing on board will be very good and crucial for this mandate. I not only want the mandate to be an exciting one, but I want it to be an inspirational one and an educative one. So at the end of the day, members get to understand, get to experience, get to learn new innovations that span forth from all the various events and sectors under the professional development portfolio. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to both candidates. We'll now be opening the floor for discussion. We'll start with Alpha Portugal.
Catarina for Portugal. Thank you so much for both applications. We have a question. Do you have any experience in team management? Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now be starting with Ms. Yuri. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Yuri, candidate.
Yes.
Yes, I have.
Okay,
Sorry,
please proceed.
Yes, I have experience in team management. I have been serving in IPSF Global Team for the past 3 to 4 years. So I've experienced working in teams, leading teams, coordinating teams. I've experienced working with people from different time zones, right from the very beginning of me working, serving in IPSF. I also am an IPSF trainer. So I have delivered trainings on team management and team building. I'm very vast with that area. I know how to bring my team to have shared vision and a shared goal for us to work together and manage conflicts that may arise. And also working in the PD team when I was a compounding event coordinator, our team was so strong. We had a very lively team and we had a good working environment. We even had this thing that the then chairperson, Niranjan, he implemented, which is the PD body system, where teams will be where two people or three people will be paired together for a month for them to get to know each other, and it was very effective. Like the team really worked together, and those experiences, plus even attending World Health Assembly in the 74th World Health Assembly and different IPSF engagement has built my team management, team building, and team playing skills. Thank you.
Thank you. Please remember, no, member, sorry, official delegates from different member organizations, I mean, from different countries can't talk together, so please refrain from speaking together. Thank you. Next, we'll hear from Ms. Priscilla. The floor is yours.
All right, thank you. So Priscilla, candidate. So very clearly, yes, I have very good team management skills, being able to run the whole regional office as a regional project officer and currently serving as the vice chairperson for the 11th AFPS Accra, Ghana, really shows how well I'm able to manage an entire RC with the chairperson by my side, because clearly putting together an AFPS is not too easy a task, but you'd only need to have very good team management skills to be able to run this. As such, we regularly had team building meetings, and this was to make sure that every single member of the team was on board and understood the task and didn't give up halfway, and then that actually worked successfully. Also, being a regional project officer and running all three portfolios, PHP, PD, effectively to ensure that the entire mandate is a successful one, really put all my team management skills to test. We regularly had team building sessions also to ensure that every team member understood the task, and then so that the mandate would be a successful one. And clearly, actually really was a successful one when I was regional project officer. Also being a member of the policy committee, helping out with the putting together the BHA statements, being able to attend the BHA successfully, and also being a CP for 2 years and being part of various trainings. I was under Miss Sarah Hussein, always having CP trainings and all, really caused me to develop a lot of team management skills, which I put into effect as RPO, as 11th vice chairperson for the 11th AFBS, as well as a policy committee member. So that's that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll now be hearing from UPF Portugal. The floor is yours.
Valer of Portugal, first of all, thank you both for your applications. We would like for you to elaborate more on the new ideas you would want to see implemented on IPSF within your portfolio. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be hearing from Ms. Priscilla first.
Right, thank you so much for your question. So indicated in my application was to bring back what I call the Farmer Olympics. This was a very good innovation that was brought up in the time of Ms. Sarah Hussein. And this is something that I want us to bring back to the PD portfolio again. Also, I plan to ensure that the PD portfolio does not just work in isolation. We're collaborating more with external to see more, to have more patient counseling event, clinical skills event that are not just in isolation. Yes, at the PD portfolio, that we are bringing more partners, more external bodies and organizations to make sure that the PD experience is more richer next time. Also, I plan on involving more training, in the sense that, yes, we have patient counseling events, but what more can we learn? What more can we as pharmacy students and recent graduates get to learn from the patient counseling field? When it gets to clinical skills, that's clinical pharmacology, what more can we learn? When it gets more to the trainers development camp, what standards can we put in place? Also, I want to make sure that in this mandate, we review all our guidelines when it gets to TDC, when it gets to LIT. Can we make it more contextual in this recent times? What more can we add? So I plan on reviewing all our guidelines that we use for our various competitions, and basically to have a whole plan, right? That brings more innovation. Because once that there was an event held called Digital Therapeutics, where we had an event where we call that technology in medicine, right? So how games can be used in treating patients and not just drugs. So all that innovation, incorporate it into our clinical skills, patient counseling, industrial skills to make it more unique. That's basically the plan that I have and much more. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Miss Yuri, please reply.
Thank you for your question. So I have different new innovative ideas, but I would like to focus on three of them. So the first one is the language learning opportunity that I put in my application. I would like to give this free language learning opportunity that will run for the span of 2 months for IPSF members to learn a language. I'm very enthusiastic about learning languages, as my IPSF friends know that I currently hold over 400 days streak on Duolingo. Then, aside that, I'm going to also put new pharmaceutical happenings into incorporate it into our patient counseling event, compounding event, CSC, industrial skills events, such as AI in pharmacy. That's how AI can be used for not only drug discovery, it can be used for both diagnostics and treatment, like identifying a bacterial strain that is infecting an individual can normally take between 3 days or 48 hours. But using AI that is filled with the essential data, it can take 30 minutes. So those informations and those things will be incorporating it into the PD events. Then I'm going to also implement the PDCP pair, which is something I learned working from the public health portfolio, because I currently work as the program director for medicine awareness and patient safety. So I'm going to be incorporating this PDCP pair, which I'll pair committee members, professional development committee members with CPs, so that to motivate them to organize professional development events. Because when I worked as a CP, when I served as a CP, we noticed that member organizations shy away from professional development events. You mainly see project accreditation reports of public health events and the rest of that. So I will be incorporating that. Then also continuing events like Pharma Olympics, because I proudly held the first ever IPSF Pharma Olympics under the office of Mr. Niranjan when he was chairperson of professional development. So these are some of the innovative ideas I have. Thank you.
Thank you. We have a new comment from Fast Food Romania. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Ioana Fast Romania, how do you plan to ensure the quality of PD events during the next IPSF World Congress? Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Yuri, we'll hear from you first.
Yes, thank you for your question. Ure candidate. We have to, and I would ensure the quality by having regular meetings and follow up alongside giving them the necessary support, giving guidelines. Some of the guidelines will be reviewed, but the ones that are ready will be sent on time to the ROC so that everything can run smoothly. Constant follow up, constant meetings to check for do they need help with even IPSF giving them help with the sponsors for prizes for the events and stuff like that. Then also I will be in person at the event at the World Congress and at any of the symposiums that I'm able to attend. I will try my best to attend most of them that are going to be organizing this professional development event, just to ensure that the quality is in place and to ensure that everything runs smoothly. And also I'll be incorporating both the coordinators to work alongside me, who are the experts in the portfolios. Thank you, sub portfolios. Thank you.
Thank you. We next will be hearing from Ms. Priscilla. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Priscilla, candidate. Well, so in planning and organizing PD events, this is actually very, very good expertise of mine, seeing as I did organize a PD event for the AFPS in Tanzania and this year for the 11th AFPS. So what's important is that what we do is that we ensure that right when right in the early stages of the mandate, we have regular meetings with them, right? So we are supposed to be checking up, reviewing the questions that have been set. Yes, you provide the guidelines. Yes.
Ms. Priscilla? Ms. Priscilla, the internet seems to have cut off. Can you please check your connection?
Sorry.
Yes, we can hear you now. Please proceed with your answer.
Oh, okay, sorry. All right, so Priscilla candidate, I stated that to ensure a successful PD event in a World Congress or any IPSF symposium, first of all, you have to ensure constant review of the structure that the team have put up. You have to have meetings with them first to make sure they understand that, okay, if you're having a CSC, we can have a Jeopardy. All right, so then you review the structure of how they are putting together the event. It's important that you constantly check up and follow up on how they're going about it. If it comes to the LIT, you check on their question, the topics that they have selected. You have to involve the training coordinator to ensure that the topics they've selected, their timetable is within the required number of days, which is at least 3 days. And also you have to be present in the event, right? You have to make sure that they hold the event with in line with the guidelines, that it's stated in the guidelines that okay, you have to release the questions at this point in time, and that this is the number of hours you can have the event for, etc. So it's very important that number one, you hold regular meetings. Number two, you review their questions and the structures. You involve the various coordinators so they can take control of the planning and follow up, and then that you're also there to make sure that they run events successfully. And if you can't be there, make sure you have someone there who'll be monitoring and reporting back to make sure the event was held successfully.
Thank you for your answer. Your time is up. Thank you, Abif, for dropping. Next, we have Asifa Algeria. The floor is yours.
Sarah Asifa Algeria, we would like to know how are you planning to organize interprofessional PD competitions with the IPSF allied organizations. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Priscilla, we'll begin with you.
Right, Priscilla, candidate. So being able to attend the World Health Assembly this year really taught us the importance of learning and then instilling in our members the importance of interprofessional collaborations. So basically what I plan to do is that with regards to clinical skills, with regards to patient counseling, etc., we incorporate the concept of interprofessional collaboration in there. First of all, yes, we can have workshops and training sessions that teach on the importance of this. So that's a very good start. That if you're going to have a workshop that's talking about clinical pharmacy, and we're going to have a clinical pharmacist come and take the training, if you're going to have oncology pharmacy coming in and etc., that we also incorporate the nurse's role, the doctor's role. So these can be trainings that can be held to ensure that we make our members understand the importance of this. That's one. And when it gets to our events as well, we can intentionally make sure that the cases, right, if it's the clinical skills event, the cases that we are bringing on board and everything, make sure that we are drawing the mind of our participants to the fact that it's not just about who the pharmacist is and what the pharmacist is doing, but then if a doctor comes in, how are you going to react to it? If it gets to the nurses confronting you, how are you going to go about it? So then we can actually bring on board our different allied organizations in this regard, as well as for the workshops, or we bring them on board, we collaborate with them. We have their voice in the workshops, in the trainings, so that we are drawing our minds to them, and then they are appreciating the fact that, yeah, IPSF is involving us in this, and then they understand what partnership means. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll next be hearing from Ms. Yuri. The floor is yours.
Yuri, candidate. Thank you very much for your question. So the interprofessional collaboration will come both in the competition-based aspect, come both in trainings, and combos in training that will train them. So first of all, when we are having competitions, like for example, the CSE clinical skills event, when I did my clinical rotations, my ward rounds this year as a final year pharmacy student, like back in January-ish, I was able to work in teams, and I saw the beauty of working in teams, of how the doctors, the pharmacists, we don't work alone, especially when we work in the clinical field. So we can incorporate this into the competitions, the cases that will be provided. Then for the training aspect, we can have doctors alongside pharmacists give trainings before the workshop starts, like give a workshop before the competition starts. Then also, when we are having like LITs and TDCs and stuff like that, the trainers can also come from um, other collaborators, like IFMAC, for example. I remember when I was the compound event coordinator, I gave a training during the capacity building session, and I collaborated with a trainer from IFMAC. So it's possible to have trainers from all those organizations that are allied with us to give training so that they can also impact IPSF members on the importance of the collaboration that we face in real life situations. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll next be hearing from BBHD Germany. The floor is yours.
VBPhD Germany, thank you for your applications. So, do you have specific plans for World Pharmacists Day? Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Yuri, we'll start with you.
Thank you very much for your question. So regarding World Pharmacist Day, I think that will most probably come under the Pharmacy Promotion Awareness Campaign. The plans that I think will be efficient for this year, for this coming mandate, will be having both a webinar to show the beauty of the pharmacy profession, so the diverse places of the pharmacy profession, talking about the industry practice, talking about community practice, administrative practice, regulatory affairs, and probably academia. So when we have that kind of webinar, we can also, like what I saw 2 mandates away, was where we did this DP frame thing where you can publicize to the public that, okay, we're celebrating World Pharmacist Day and they can also celebrate with us. Aside that, we can have collaborations with the secretariats, with pharmacy education to provide also different World Pharmacist Day campaign. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we have Ms. Priscilla. Please proceed.
Right, thank you. So Priscilla, candidate. So that's actually a very good question, right? So for World Pharmacist Day, usually the hashtag that I was using for the Afro region, which I feel can be incorporated here, is pharmacy is so much more. So we can actually highlight, right, on the various fields in the pharmacy profession and the new ones that we actually don't even know about, so that we can have people. This is actually a way for us to even reach out to external partners. If you're having pharmacists in various sectors that we feel are very prospective and we want to actually even reach out to them, right, to add them to our partners, then this is a very good opportunity for us to do so, to get these new fields on board, to get our members to know that, wow, this is something new. I didn't even know pharmacists could do this. And then also, as I said, the PD portfolio shouldn't be in isolation. So then by bringing on board what PH is doing, how can we incorporate that to the PD portfolio? How can we incorporate PE's plans to the portfolio for that particular week? Right, and also get our members to take videos of themselves doing pharmacy stuff at the pharmacy, in the community pharmacy, in the hospital pharmacy, just to involve them in the campaign, so that it's not just us doing stuff, but they also feel that, okay, my picture is on the IPSF Instagram page or something. So basically,
Media team. Thank you. We're back. Please proceed.
Um, Priscilla, candidates, do I have to start again? Hello?
Okay, we'll just reconsider her answer because we don't. Okay, since we don't, you don't know where you cut off, so we can just repeat your answer, please.
Right, that's fine. Okay, so Priscilla, candidates. So my answer was that, so for pharmacy, for World Pharmacist Day, what we can do is I usually go with the hashtag, the pharmacy is so much more. So in this regard, I have to do a lot of research, right, to get to know the various fields that pharmacists are playing, various portfolios that pharmacists are in that you didn't even know that the pharmacist could be in, various innovations, right? To get our members to get to know all of these, that wow, the pharmacist can do this. I had no idea. Also, what we can also do is get our members to take pictures of themselves playing various roles in the field of pharmacy. Um, in the community pharmacy, in the hospital pharmacy, if they're in the industry, just to take a picture of themselves in action, and then we can be posting this on our social media pages to make them feel involved. Also, we can collaborate basically with the pharmacy education portfolio, public health portfolio, so that we have a more fused ideas, so that we're not just doing our things in isolation. We can involve them, and then we can work together to make the week more exciting, right? So basically that's what I have in mind as at now, to get sessions where we get to learn more about what people are doing in the pharmacy profession that we had no idea about. So the pharmacy is so much more than the pictures, and as well as collaborating with the other portfolios to fuse our ideas to make the week an exciting one for members. Thank you.
Thank you. We will now be here. Where? Okay, procedural from UPF Portugal.
Beatriz of Portugal, we would like to raise the procedural motion to close the floor for discussion. Thank you.
Thank you. Seconded by FAS for Romania. All those against? We'll now proceed to close discussion. Thank you. Media team, please close off the live stream and the Zoom. Is the live back on? Zoom on. Thank you so much. We'll now be announcing the results. Yuri 5, Priscilla 19, reopen 7. Congratulations, Miss Priscilla. Miss Priscilla, would you like to say something?
Yeah. I want to say a big thank you to everyone, and for you to know that it's not just about being the PD chair, but the effort and the passion that you put into it to make sure the portfolio is an excellent one. I'm very excited for the team I'm going to be working with and excited about all the great things that we're going to have this mandate. Thank you so much and all the best. Thank you.
Thank you. Next elections, please. We have elections of Chairperson of Public Health, Ms. Sara Njezi. Do we have a video for Ms. Sara? Okay, media team, can you please play her video?
Chairperson, official delegates, Honorable Exco, friends and colleagues, I am humbled to join you virtually today to present my candidacy for the position of IPSF Chairperson of Public Health. 4 years have passed since I joined the Public Health portfolio. Yet, one thing hasn't changed. It still makes my heart beat with excitement, the same way it did the very first time. I have seen it grow, expand, and transform. I have seen it pre-COVID, during COVID, and as we recover from the pandemic. I have seen it through the eyes of a committee member, a subcommittee member, and a coordinator, and each year has been a new learning experience. During the last session of the Health Policy and Advocacy Academy that my team and I organized earlier this year, we asked our member organizations, what can IPSF do to help you meaningfully engage in health advocacy and governance? And their response hit me right in the feels. We hope you would simplify the policy and advocacy language for us and provide spaces like these to exchange. We hope you would support and promote our local initiatives, and we hope you would create projects that mobilize the 500,000 that we are as one strong power shaping global health solutions. And I am here to do just that. I am committed to increasing our meaningful engagement on national levels. I am committed to strengthening IPSF's leading role at the center of global health governance. And I will make sure to build strong, empowered, and efficient public health committee that will carry on this legacy and continue to take this federation to greater heights long after I'm gone. Because just like you, I do believe that together we can translate our global advocacy into local action. I address you today like I did a year ago on the same day, with a stronger desire to work with you and your members in my last year of IPSF membership to give back to the federation that gave me more than I have hoped for. Today, I choose to be remembered as someone who was passionate enough to run for this position twice, hoping that the GA would choose to trust me with the responsibility of leading the public health portfolio this time. I look forward to receiving your questions, and I thank you.
Thank you so much. We will now be opening the floor for discussion. Fast for Romania, the floor is yours.
Ioana Pass for Romania would like to know how do you plan to involve more students in public health activities? For example, involving more associations in the Vampire Cup. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Sara, please go ahead.
Sarah, candidate for the PI chairperson position. Thank you for your question. I think what I want to do with the Vampire Cup mainly is to first revive it, because we have suspended all Vampire Cup competition since 2020 at the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. And I know that our members are very eager to get back to this. Many of them have been regardless of IPSF not organizing that. Many of them have been carrying out vampire cups, local vampire cups competitions. So I think that what I want to do is to just release a new guidelines telling them that we are this year officially going back to the activity. Mainly for the live Vampire Cup, this wouldn't be an issue because it only takes place in June. But for the regular Vampire Cup, we promised them back in 2020 that we will take account of the activities that they have been done during that year. And luckily, during the WHA, I had the chance to reconnect with the humanitarian coordinator from that mandate. So my plan is to consult with her together with the program director of blood and organ donation and the humanitarian coordinator from this mandate to see how we can move forward with that. And I also plan on reviving the Our Vampire Cup diary. That would be a space for our member organizations to share their journey with Vampire Cup and promoting how we can save lives through this initiative. Thank you.
Thank you. We have a new comment from BPHG Germany. The floor is yours.
VBPhD Germany. So the public, thank you so much for your application. The PH team had some vacancies during this mandate. How do you plan to overcome this problem? Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Sora, go ahead.
Sarah, candidate for the PH chairperson position. Thank you for your question. What I would plan to do to avoid having vacancies is to hold prior information session before the or during the period where we'll release the call for the IPSF team position. And I do realize that we have a very big structure, quite complex for some new structure for the public health portfolio. So my plan is to really explain the roles of each and to remain open to anyone who would like to contact me anytime. And of course, work with the outgoing chairperson of public health to really promote our portfolio in general. I hope this answers your question. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next we have Anne France. The floor is yours.
Pauline, Anne France. Sometimes member organizations work together and organize public health campaign or other content. How do you plan to be aware of their work and to promote it? Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Sora, go ahead.
Sarah, candidate for the PH chairperson position. Thank you, Anna Paul, for your question. So one thing that I want to do this mandate is to create a new position within the team to support the public health activities coordinator in reviewing all the project accreditation, like the reports that the member organizations usually send out to the internal chairperson, I do believe. And this way we can assess really like their local impact first, because that would also help us increase the visibility of IPSF in general. And I believe that, just as I mentioned in my application, one of the things that I'm really passionate about is to really connect global advocacy to local action. So I would definitely make sure to promote that on a local level through our, we can mention that and include that in our MNP proposals so that the media and publication team could help us with the promotion, as long as we are aware of the activity and it has been brought out to our attention by the CPs. We are happy to help with that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next we have Fast for Romania. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Alex, Fast for Romania. Thank you for your application. How do you intend to increase IPSF visibility in member organization and promote public health campaigns towards them? Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Sara, go ahead.
Sarah, candidate for the PhD person position, I would like to clarify if you are talking about the visibility in social media or elsewhere. Thank you.
Okay, Fast for Romania, please clarify.
I didn't understand the clarification.
Okay, can you please clarify what you need to be clarified?
Sarah, candidate for the PhD person position. I would like to know if you want to, like, your question is regarding the visibility in terms of social media platforms or other sorts of visibility, such as in advocacy or external representation. Thank you.
Okay, Fast for Romania, please clarify.
Thank you, Alex Fast for Romania. It is relating one of the points in your application where you say that you want to assess and promote the IPSF member organization's local impact to increase IPSF visibility. Like, if you could detail on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sara, go ahead.
Thank you for your clarification, Sarah, candidate. So, if I would like to expand on that point, is that one thing that I have noticed and that I have also briefly discussed with the external relations chairperson is that including the impact and the local like initiatives, PH initiatives that our member have and are organizing throughout the year in our approach to try to collaborate with partners or have new sponsors would be a very good addition. So if we go to them telling them that, okay, we have like this, we attend these global health meetings, high level meetings, and we advocate for 500,000 pharmacy students, but then we don't show them that impact and what we are really doing on the ground, then this would kind of not help us that much to negotiate with them or to get them on board to help us with our projects. So if we can assess the local impact that I believe is huge, I have seen that firsthand when we organized the Health Policy Advocacy Academy. We have invited some of our MOs to share their policy initiatives, and I have been like very surprised, very amazed by what they have been doing on the ground. But I, being a coordinator, wasn't aware of that. So my approach is to try to gather and assess all these either through your reports or direct communication with the manager of the PhD MO's relations. So we can really bring that to the attention of our sponsors and increase IPSF visibility in general. I hope this answers your question, and thank you.
Thank you. We next have FJCPPHA Philippines. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Moises of JCPPHA Philippines. Thank you, Sarah, for your application. As the chairperson of public health, you are expected or anticipated to lead the delegation and serve as the focal point during the WHA or World Health Assembly in Geneva. What approach do you envision to ensure a seamless delegation process while effectively representing our federation's stance in the assembly? Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Sara, go ahead.
Sarah, candidate for the PhD chairperson position. Thank you for your question. So I believe that the key for an improved or better IPSF external representation at the WHA would rely kind of on three main areas, in my opinion. The first one would be to have a well-prepared delegate, and this by ensuring to have a well-structured training. I have briefly had a conversation with members of the WHO Youth Council Secretariat, and they are during the WHA, and they are really willing and keen on helping us with having speakers from the WHO for specific training sessions. And I will make sure to use that opportunity to bring more into our delegates. And our delegates need to also be aware of the different projects that IPSF is working on, either in PE or any other projects in general, because we are going to approach stakeholders and position sponsors and speakers. So they need to have this knowledge, even if they are not part of the IPSF team or the PH team that mandate. The second point would be to increase our visibility on social media. I believe that we have been slightly lacking that aspect in the previous WHA representation, and I will make sure to do that by respecting the deadlines of MNP and really preparing a proposal ahead so that we have all the templates ready, and it would be easier to really just follow up with the delegates that are in person in Geneva and report that content in our social media. Mainly, previously Twitter, currently X platform, because it has a great visibility in terms of public health advocacy. And the third aspect is to continue to promote the meaningful youth engagement of youth, more precisely pharmacy
Thank
students.
you for your answer. Your time is up. Next, we have a new comment from IFSA Iran.
Mojde Ifsa Iran, regarding your nomination form, you have mentioned that you have made a valuable relationship with other organizations during your 4-year experience. I just want to know that what is your exact action plan to use this relationship to make impact for IPSF PAC?
Thank you. Ms. Sora, go ahead.
Sarah, candidate for the PhD advisor position. Thank you for your question. So I think I've previously mentioned that I had quite a discussion with delegates and members of the WHO Youth Council during the WHA. So I will be just mainly continuing to work with them, since this would be our second year as a member of the WHOYC, and really pushing for further engagement of youth in the global health decision-making processes in general, either locally or globally. And as for my engagement with the youth constituencies for UNEP and UNFCCC, I think this helped me really to, of course, have relations, and also networking included. And also it helps me to better understand the process. So for now, I can spot on some opportunities and entry points where IPSF could really be involved in those processes, especially with the UNIASIC coming up this year. And this would be our first ever engagement with the UNEP since our first accreditation. So I think this gives me perspective on how we can engage mainly. And I will really make sure to investigate that further together with my team if elected. And I'm not sure if I have time left, but just an example, like a few examples for UNEP and UNFCCC. I think for the COP, we can also engage in COI. That would be really relevant. And I have been following up with the emails and everything from the Yongo, the constituency, to the UNFCCC. And I know how much this would be meaningful for our members to engage with that.
Thank
It can
you.
also bring the voice of pharmacy.
Thank you.
Thank
Time
you.
is up for your answer. Any new comments? Any new comments? I see none, so we close the floor for discussion and proceed to secret voting. If secret discussion, please turn off the live stream and the Zoom. Everyone, please put your devices away. Thank you so much. Media team? Thank you. The voting results are Sora 30, reopen 1. Congratulations, Ms. Sora. Would you like to say something? Ms. Sora, would you like to say something? Are we still muted on Zoom? Media team, is Zoom on? Okay, Ms. Sara, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Did you hear the voting results? I'll say.
No.
Okay, so we'll repeat the voting results are Sara 30, reopen 1. Congratulations. Would you like to say something?
Yes, thank you. I would like to thank the GA for its trust. It is an honor to serve as the PhD advisor for the next term. And I want to say that I would be really relying on the support of our member organizations throughout the year, because the major part of my priorities and goals for this Monday really rely on the engagement with our members. So please do encourage your successors to reach out and your members to apply to be part of the Public Health Committee, because I can't do this alone. I will need your help, and I will really rely on your support. Thank you once again, and enjoy the rest of the World Congress.
Thank you, Ms. Sara. We will now take a break for an hour. We will be back by 3. So procedural motion to suspend the standing orders proposed by ASIPA Algeria, seconded by KNPSV the Netherlands. Anyone against? Thank you.
Ready? ASEP Algeria, AFOP Austria, KEPSI Canada, CZPSA Czech Republic, PPSA Poland delegated to CZPSA Czech Republic, ANEF France, PPHD Germany, ISMA FASI Indonesia, PPHSF Pakistan delegated to ISMA FASI Indonesia, IPSA Iran, EPSF Egypt delegated to IPSA Iran, EAPS Japan, MyPSA Malaysia, KMPSV the Netherlands, QFAS Qatar delegated to KMPSV the Netherlands, FJC Philippines, and ZFSO New Zealand delegated to FJC Philippines, AFE Portugal, RPSA Lebanon delegated to AFE Portugal, KNF Republic of Korea, JPS Jordan delegated to KNF Republic of Korea, PESFA Romania, NUSPS Singapore, NEPSA Australia delegated to NUSPS Singapore, SPSA Slovakia, DSFSA Slovenia, CPSA Croatia delegated to DSFSA Slovenia, PSET Thailand, TPAYC Turkey, PPSA United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, APHA ASP the United States of America. While those are being collected, I'll remind you guys that we have a long break today until 3 p.m. So you guys can go take a nap because it looks like it's much needed. But please be back here by 3 p.m. because we still need to get through the chairperson of Student Exchange and all the regional chairpersons at least before we finish at 6 p.m. today in order for us to proceed. So yes, please set your alarms, set 10 if you need, but please be back here by 3. Thanks, bye.
Hi everybody, just another note please. Kindly clean after yourself, make sure that you take the boxes with you, your table is clean, around your table is clean.